Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live. Luke Robinson here with the Bradberry Medical Center Alabama Minute. Big week last week for Alabama. Got a big-time commitment from wide receiver Chris Black out of the Jacksonville area. This was a huge get for Alabama, considering they were going up against Florida State. Florida State, of course, has come in and raided the state of Alabama for 4 top prospects. So Alabama returns the favor by getting Chris Black to commit in a position where they really need some playmakers. Alabama is going to be hurting for playmakers, considering they lost Julio Jones. Marquise Mays will be graduating this year. Nobody else has really stepped up quite yet. I'd like to see a kid like DeAndrew White make a big move this year. But right now, Alabama's going to have to hope to stockpile some more wide receiver talent. And they're doing that with Chris Black. This is a kid that is rated 4 stars by most, 5 stars by some. He's very quick. Not the fastest player in the world, but got plenty of speed and very, very good hands. This is a huge pickup for Alabama. Meanwhile, they also picked up a kid named Alec Morris out of Texas. This is a quarterback that Alabama went out and got. He was committed to Wake Forest. Didn't have the best offer list in the world, I've got to be honest with you, but Alabama had him in camp. They loved what they saw, so they offered him a scholarship. Considering they missed out on Jameis Winston and Gunnar Kiel, Alabama needed to pick up another quarterback, so Nick Saban and company did offer that scholarship to Morris, and he jumped on it right away. Alabama's hoping this is a kid that can come in, probably going to need a red shirt, probably going to sit for a little bit behind either Phillip Sims or A.J. McCarron, and then hopefully get his shot in a couple of years. Of course, September 3rd is creeping up on us. Alabama going to open up the season against Kent State. Not the biggest game in the world, but then the next week, Alabama is going to be traveling to Penn State. Joe Paterno was hurt Sunday at practice at Penn State. No word yet on whether he will be on the sidelines when Alabama and Penn State face off. Of course, at practice last week, several rumors were debunked. People were talking about Trent Richardson had an injury, Eddie Lacy had an injury, a couple other players, Dequan Menzie. A lot of folks thought he was hurt. Turns out all of those players practiced. All of them look fine. They may be a little nicked up from some various run-ins, whether it be in the weight room or in skeleton drills during the summer, but all 3 of those players practiced. In fact, Ari Quandro even got hurt on Sunday at practice, but he came back. So I think all is well in terms of no new injuries for Alabama. Of course, D. Hart is going to be out for the year, but other than that, Alabama looks pretty strong in terms of their health of the overall team. Finally, a couple of players that are doing really phenomenally in early practice reports. That would be Trey DePriest. This is a linebacker out of Indiana, out of Ohio that Alabama got last year. This is going to be a really difficult position for a youngster to jump into and play right away. But if anybody can do it, Trey DePriest, who is a 5-star linebacker, he may be able to do it. LaMichael Fanning. A lot of controversy surrounding his recruitment last year. Where was he playing? High school. He was transferred a couple of times. A lot of people didn't think he'd make the grades. He ends up making the grades and doing really well. And he is playing like a beast in practice so far. He's actually on the kickoff coverage team, which is unheard of for a defensive lineman. So I think LaMichael Fanning definitely will see the field this year and get some early playing time. And finally, Jesse Williams. This is the JUCO transfer, the absolutely huge player, nose guard, defensive tackle type that's going to come in and play immediately. He's been getting rave reviews as well. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the Bradberry Medical Center Alabama Minute. I'm Luke Robinson. We'll see you next week.